Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Thompson and this is Read Your Library. Today we're going to be talking about a novel called Small Island by Andrea Levy, who is a Jamaican British writer, and that's kind of what the theme of this novel is. This novel falls into what I would consider sort of post-colonial literature, but it's a really great story, very touching, very moving. It deals with a woman from Jamaica, highly educated woman, Hortense, who moves to England right after the Second World War, only to find that a lot of the things that she and other people raised in the colonies of the UK have been led to believe isn't necessarily the reality of what England is like today, or rather in those days after the Second World War. And anyone who either comes from or has lived in a post-colonial nation or is familiar with this kind of literature kind of already knows the themes. The idea that you are taught about the greatness and superiority of a culture that has been kind of imposed on you, and even if you are okay with it and you believe it, if you go to visit it in its modern incarnation or in its homeland, it's not always what you've been led to believe. Anyway, she moves in with this landlady, Queenie, who actually is very nice to her and handles her very well, but then the trouble starts when both their husbands show up. First, Gilbert, Hortense's husband. The Jamaicans actually fought for England in the Second World War, which is something I really didn't know that much about, so that's really interesting to see what his experience was like compared to then how he's treated after the war is over by the same British he fought for. And then finally Bernard, the landlady's husband, Queenie, who shows up with a whole bunch of issues of his own. I did not know until I looked it up in preparation for this video that this excellent novel was actually made into, I think, a mini-series for British television, starring, hello, Benedict Cumberbatch, so that's good news, Ruth Wilson, and David Oyelowo as Gilbert, and I can't remember the name of the actress who played Queenie, Hortense, but I think it's definitely something I'm going to check out. But definitely read the book. It's wonderful. It's very thought-provoking. It's very touching. Has a couple of twists in it that you may or may not see coming. And it's a great look into this particular aspect of English and Jamaican history after the war. Small Island. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time on Read Your Library.